Okay, so we're starting here in the Fade Fields. We got the Shut Eye Keep right there. There's where it's located. This is a very fresh character, so I have nothing really unlocked. So it's going to be up there. It's kind of where you're going to end up being at. But in order to get there, you're going to have to access this elevator that is over here. Now, there will be a bunch of order enemies in this area. And there's actually more at the top of this elevator. But you don't have to kill them. You don't have to kill any of the enemies around the safe houses or the silos for that matter. All you got to really do is get the data pad in order to actually complete your basically all the fast travel stuff in this game. So you're going to hit the lever. You're going to come up. Now's a good time to say that ignore the connected thing on the right. I forgot to take off my stream overlay stuff. And it did connect there. You can see. So you get up here. You're going to hang a right. I think right here, I actually bring out the Echo 4, and you can kind of see the vending machines there in the distance. Yeah, there they are to the left there. But you're gonna have to keep going through this little gateway. You kind of just follow the path through the doorways, and the order enemies will be right up here. You don't have to kill them if you don't want to. It's completely up to you, completely optional if you wanted to kill these guys. But you come through this gate over here, you're going to hang a left. Now, this is kind of like the main area of the safe house. This is where your vending machines are. This is where your contracts are. Highly recommend doing the contracts to leveling up, by the way. But you're going to look up. You're going to see 2 grappling spots. You want to take the one on the left. You're going to want to do it a lot better than I just did it there. But basically, the data pad is right up there. Once we get up there, you're going to see it. There it is. It's highlighted in green. Echo will highlight it green if you can't find it. Also, this little blue diamond compass thing will show up both on the compass and on your, I guess, main vision. I'm not sure what that would be called. And then the control command center is just right down below. You basically just jump down and there you are. You're right there. Hold X or whatever the button is on PC or Xbox. It is capture it, and there you go. You got your very first safe house that's not story related. I believe there's some that are actually story related that you get no matter what. So going to the second one here, the Someday Rise. Now this is kind of a weird one on top of a cliff. You got kind of a cool little view site here. Now there is a little like bandit little area through that gate. You can kind of see, not really a gate, but those 2 little rock formations develop a path. But you go up these stairs, and it's kind of just an easy route, really. Go up the stairs, jump up here, climb this wall. You do have to glide over eventually right here. But, you know, in this game, I really like the movement in this game. You kind of glide and kind of dash easy. It's nice and simple. There is some manglers up here. I think I've already killed them before I got up here, grapple up here. And this is kind of where it is. You got a little bandit, not a little bandit, but a little village over here. So the data pad is actually to the right. You can actually see it on the compass already. That might be because I've already been up here. It's going to be, I think it's going to be laying on a mattress. Yeah. So you just kind of pick it up right there. Echo 4 is grabbing it. There we go. And then we're going to come back. Now these doors will be open. You can't go in there until the doors are open. Obviously, that's how doors work. But you can't go in there until the data pad opens the doors. Said that weird. Anyway, the control center is right here. There's a license plate that says Red Realm and a license plate that says Gearbox right underneath it. Never noticed that until just now. Echo dances, and you got yourself your second safe house. The last safe house is right here. Wyclif's I probably didn't say that right. Now this one's kind of annoying. So that is the actual safe house up there, and there is an elevator down here that you cannot take. And I'm not sure if this is the best way to actually do this one. If there is a better way, let me know. Regardless, you kind of jump up here, kind of jump over here, and there it is. There's a data pad. You're gonna grab the data pad. And now if you look up, there is a little like where we're broke, it looks like. So I was thinking maybe you can go up there and kind of come down, but you can't go back up there in an easy way, at least not one that I've found. So you've come over here, the elevator is, it's still locked. So you're going to have to drive all the way around to get up there, and it's not fun. Anyway, you kind of just drive back up here, back up to where we were. There is a Ritz bubble. I didn't notice that until just now. I think I got it later, but I don't remember. And you kind of just come through the door, and it's right in front of us. Boom, just kind of the main area, the contracts, the vending machine. There it is to the left, actually. I don't know why I said right in front of us. I need to capture it. And then here's your last safe house in the Fade Fields. Boom, thanks, Echo.
Okay, the Carcadia Burns Safe House. This is my second area. It doesn't have to be your second area. You can go to Terminus Range, but nonetheless, this is what I did. So we're going to makeshift chalet here first. Probably spelled that wrong. I can't really pronounce English words very well, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, you're gonna come in. There's a lot of, I believe it's order here. The safe house is like right over there. Yeah, a bunch of order. So the data pad is kind of down and around the corner. So you're gonna go down here, and it's just kind of sitting right there. Pick it up, and it's pretty easy to get back. All you got to do is just jump right on back, you know, or grapple up, whatever. Go boom. Got a wall here to climb. There's going to be a lot of order resistance, and I mean, you can ignore them, you can attack them, doesn't matter what you do here. So then the console is right over there. You can see it there in green. It's just right in front of this watchman that I killed there. And yeah, captured it right here. Little fun fact here, I actually got a legendary world drop to drop, but I didn't notice it until I went after the vault keys later. So that's a fun one. Anyway, there we go. Safe house complete. There's the very first one, makeshift chalet. And yeah, there's the vending machines. And that's our first safe house down. Now your second one, we got the low rise here. This one's kind of, first off, it's kind of a bad name. But this one's actually up on a little like cliffside area, and I actually really like this one. So you actually have to do some climbing and kind of have to platform your way up there, and I really like that. And it's also a pretty cool one because you can kind of jump from the middle of the map really high up, and you kind of just glide to everywhere you need to go. Anyway, it is the path here, pretty easy route. You just kind of follow the route up here, grapple when you need to, jump when you need to, and infamous yellow paint to make sure you know how to climb up stuff. Which is kind of funny because apparently Claptrap has some yellow paint in the very first spot in the game. Anyway, data pad, it kind of pops up when you get up here. If it doesn't, well, it's on this little rock thing that's sticking out of the safe house itself. Pick it up. Now I kind of went the long way here for some reason, I believe, but the console's to my right. Now it's behind me. This is where like the vending machine and everything is. I thought that was it for some reason, but no, it's not. I guess I just wanted to give a good look of the area. It's right here around the corner. It's kind of facing outside. There it is. You see it. It's about to pop up. There we go. Gonna grab it. And I do believe I go down here. Yeah. Just don't go down. That's a quick tip there. And yeah, there's our second. Make sure Echo got it. Second safe house. Boom. And like I said, this is my favorite one because you kind of just fly and glide off into anything. Just make sure you go up top because I think by default it puts you down below and you have to kind of figure out that you have to go up high. Anyway, our last one here, this one's kind of way out there. Wildhorn's Beard, very much in the corner of the map. This might be the most northern point of like the main area here. So we're just gonna kind of climb up these rocks. You don't have to climb these rocks, but this is the way I did it. So it's kind of a spiral little slope on your way up. I guess that's kind of like the theme of this area. There's a lot of spirals for these safe houses. Didn't notice that till just now. You're gonna get up here. One more rock climb. You're probably supposed to go around the fence, but who does that? I like to jump, you know? In Borderlands, you jump. That's what you do because there's low gravity. Anyway, you kind of jump around here. You can just walk up this path to the left. Just kind of goes around this rock. This is probably the easiest one to find. It's pretty obvious what you're supposed to do. You don't have to kill Scratch. I completely ignored him. I'd rather not even deal with him. There's a data pad right there on this boat. Echo 4 is going to pick it up. Now, the actual console, it's literally down at this big building right over there. And it's literally like you can see it right now. It's through the doorway. To be honest with you, it's probably the only console that makes sense because it's actually inside of its like area. But yeah, there it is. And that's our last safe house here in Carcadia Burns. Recommend you get this. Also, I believe there's the main area of Carcadia Burns and another area that I don't want to spoil it quite yet, but you know, this is my favorite area. Okay, Terminus Range safe houses. So we're going to start with our very first one here. It's called the Gray Havenage. So Terminus Range, there's a lot. It's just basically a big old snowy mountaintop, and I'm not a big fan of that personally, but there's a lot of grappling hooks, a lot of jumping in this area. So the data pad is actually right above me. You can kind of see it there on the compass on the map right there, or on the HUD, whatever you want to call it. So real quick with this one, I was actually kind of adjusting my game settings for the very first time. I kind of went the whole game without doing that. Anyway, you're going to look up there, you're going to grapple up there, you're going to jump onto this little arm thing. ramp off there, grab here, climb up here, and then there is the data pad. And then from here, you can kind of see there's like a little kicker ramp that goes right into like the main area of the safe house. And you saw that door open. Well, that's where we're going to go. So we're going to glide our way over. Boom. We're going to go inside, jump down. And this is where like all the vending machines and everything is like in here. And we basically landed right on top of the thing that we need to capture. Go ahead, capture it. And then there is your very first safe house of the Terminus range.
The others will not soon forget your efforts. We dedicate this place in your name.
Now for the next safe house that we're going to get, it's right over here. It is called the Heritage Opus. So this one has a lot of climbing, but this one is actually pretty easy to get, but there is a lot of order unless you killed them all like I did beforehand. I didn't kill them all though. I think I left 2 of them alive. I think I actually died before I actually recorded this one. Anyway, you're going to climb up this little cliffside here. The Heritage Safe House. I'm sorry, the Heritage Opus Safe House is right above us. The data pad's actually pretty easy to get to. Grapple up here. I think this is where I died at. There was like a vile badass or something. I don't really remember too much. Climb up here now. So the data pad is going to be on the right. It's like on top of like, I almost call it a catch-a-ride station initially, but it's like a bell kind of thing. But it does remind me of like what a catch-a-ride system would look like in the old games. Anyway, just kind of climb up on this roof, look right over, jump, glide. There it is. There's the data pad now. Wait for Echo 4 to stop dancing, and the building to your right will kind of open. And the capture point is like literally right there. You might have to turn around if I remember right, but you basically walk through the door and boom, you go up like a set of stairs and there it is. Or just jump. I probably just jump. Yeah. Boom, there it is. Probably the most logical capture in the whole game, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of these capture points are in a weird spot, but that one's like right where you think it would be. Anyway, there's our second safe house in the Terminus range. So the next one is called the Nightcap. Now, in my opinion, the Nightcap is pretty cool, even though I have no memory of doing it on my main account. So the Nightcap is actually kind of inside of a tunnel, and it's kind of like this like back room, purple neon light kind of sleeping area. It is a little tricky to get to. The data pad is really pretty easy once you kind of know what you're doing. But Echo 4 will help you because he kind of brights everything green. Anyway, it's over there. Data pad's over there, right there. There it is. And you're basically going to climb up here. And then climb to this one. You probably don't need to climb to that one. Maybe you do. Climb on this wall. Turn around. Completely around. And then glide your way over here. Now, I don't remember any other time you have to do that in the game. So that might be why you're like, oh, why can't I get up there? But pretty simple to get to. You grab the data pad. That door is going to open right down there. And you're just going to walk on through. Nice and simple. Nothing to her. And the capture point is right here. So pretty much the only thing that's tricky is like knowing you have to jump back. But I don't know. I really like this one. I kind of want more puzzles like that. More jumping puzzles. Maybe not. Anyway, there's a Nightcap completed. And then our last one we're going to get here is called Snowy Wells. Now, Snowy Wells, I believe this one's another one that's a little tricky. I actually thought this is the one that we did before. The very first one we did. But I do remember doing this one. Because there's a lot of like, this one's very vertical. And that might be kind of the theme here with the Terminus range, that everything's vertical. So you kind of have to start far away and grapple up here to these 2 platforms first. Hop back on your bike. There's another grappling point right here. And now this is technically the Snowy Wells. Like, you are in it right now. There's a lot of rippers. You can kill them. You don't have to kill them. It looks like I killed a couple of them. Whatever. There's going to be another grappling point way up there. Now, this game's kind of weird with its grapple point, so I actually jumped up here first and then get off there. Maybe you can get there from the ground. I'm not sure. But as you see, that time I meleeed it. But we're trying to get up there. And that is where the data pad is. So we have to climb up the grapple up here. Climb up this water tower grapple. But we have to get up to where it even registers the grapple at first. We have to climb up there. Get the grapple there. Get the next grapple here. Now we can kind of go down this little cliffside, and we got a gap to jump, and that will lead us directly to the data pad, which is just kind of sitting on a, I guess, a desk right here. Now, how did it even get here to begin with? I have no idea, because this is very far away. from the area, but wait for Echo 4 to stop dancing. Now we're going to jump on over. And it's on, I believe it's on the other side of this building. I could be wrong. I believe that's correct though. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. And that is your capture point for the Snowy Wells. Facing the wrong direction. And yeah, there it is. There's all safe houses inside the Terminus range.
We augurs will put this place to good use, Vault Hunter.
Okay, now for the Dominion safe houses. So there's actually 2 safe houses inside Dominion, and in my opinion, they're kind of awkward to get to. But the first one is about right there. So there's no like vehicles that you can use in this. And if you're coming from a new character, you're gonna have to come in from this giant hole that I'm walking from. So you're just gonna have to follow this path. You're just gonna have to walk to it. It's very annoying on your new level 30 character if that's what you're doing. Now, if you have the story, a little easier because you actually have other safe houses or other locations to fast travel to inside inside Dominion. But if you don't, then this is how you got to do it. So just kind of come this way, go south, follow the path. You're going to run into that spot with the elevator where you kind of cut into the other district, because Dominion's kind of sliced in 2, maybe even 3. Now I'm thinking about it, but I know it's 2 for sure. So at the top of this elevator, there's going to be like a little door you have to open, and it kind of, I think it's where it deloads the last area that you're at and loads in the new area. I don't really know that for sure. But Dominion to me, probably the most obnoxious area to navigate and move around just because of the way it's laid out. So right here, you hit this button. Now you've located the Fades district, which is a completely different area than the last area. That last area is more city. This area is more, I don't know, Rust Commons West. If you ever played the first game, that's what I would compare it to. So yeah, this is the Fades district. You just kind of got to keep walking. That's all you can really do. There are some there are some side missions here, and I actually recommend doing the side missions when you can, because there's a lot of stuff that you can't unlock in this area until you do the side missions, including one of the challenges for UVHM, which is also to me a little annoying. I don't like stuff being hidden behind side missions like that. I don't mind if it's a boss or 2, but a full-on like important collectible or mission is not okay in my opinion. But it is what it is. So we're finally arriving to it. You just got to walk to her, and I believe this one's pretty easy to find. Yeah, there we go. See, now it's showing up on the mini map here. I think it's to the left. I think I actually see it, and I'm just too dumb to realize it right now. Yeah, it's up there, and I'm just like, oh, where's it at? It's literally right in front of my nose. Now I figured it out. Climb the ladder. There's a data pad. I'm dying here, so give me a second. And there is the capture area, and this is probably a good time to tell you that, hey, this area is pretty heavy with the order. And once you get it, there you go, and it will spawn in some NPCs. So now these order people won't be able to last as long, because the NPCs I don't think can die, which is funny because the orders boss them around even though they can't die. So yeah, there's your very first safe house here in Dominion. Next up in Dominion, up here to the north, you got the food court safe house. So I'm over here in the lockaway safe house, which is an area that's already unlocked. You don't have to come in and unlock. Once you kind of discovered it, you got it. If you play the story, you're going to have this anyway, so it's not a big deal. But basically, you're going to run over to the food court, which is, in my opinion, very funny safe house, because it's just kind of in the open. Like, there's nothing, there's no shelter, there's no walls, it's just kind of there. But you have to walk to it. Like I said, in Dominion, you can't do vehicles in Dominion, which I think is pretty stupid. So it makes this a bit of a long walk, which is also kind of why you want to do these fast travel areas, though, because, I mean, you don't want to walk around this whole area. This area is very heavily infested with enemies of all kinds. There's Rippers, there's Orders, there's Threshers in the other district. It's not the most fun place to travel to, but you're gonna have to go over this little lava pit if you just do what I did right there, and then there's going to be more things to grapple up to right here. Boom. Do not grapple this one, because this will kind of lead you up there. I kind of made a mistake there, but you know, it's okay. A little bit of a tricky jump here. Not this part with the fire thrusters, because you can kind of ignore these, and even if you do get hit, you don't really take enough damage to die. You do take damage. I think I actually get hit right here. Boom. But this part's tricky. So you think, oh, you got to go up there, right? No, that is not where you go. You actually go back this way. And then you climb up there. Up here. And then you got this little door area, which I actually realized just now it's pretty much identical to the other door area. Hit that. Now you're getting to the Terminus District, which is where the food court safe house actually is. You got to keep running, though. Take a left right here, and then just keep going straight. You're just going to kind of run into it. Yeah, safe house food court. There it is. This is the food court. It's just smack dab in the middle. There's enemies everywhere. The data pad is in this big heaping pile of garbage. I guess there is like a person there that looked like he was just grabbing it. And it took me a while here to find where the data pad or the console actually was. So give me a second. I actually see it on the map. It's literally right in front of me. I'm just, you know, super blind. And there you go. Yeah, so like I said, food court, safe house, literally just right in the middle of the whole. I just threw the gun at the capture point. That's funny. It's literally just in the middle of the battlefield. But that is your 2 Dominion safe houses. There is no silos in the safe house, so if you get these 2 and you follow along all the other tutorials, then you're gonna have all the fast travels unlocked. There might be some fortresses you gotta find. I do know the Terminus Range fortress is a little funky because you have to go through where you're doing the story, not just go right to the door, which is, I mean, once you kind of understand it, you get it, but it is kind of different. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and if you watch all of these, man, thank you, man. I plan on pumping more of these out. They do take a little time to make, but hopefully I get them all. Good night.